Welcome back. I'm Darrel. I want to take this opportunity to just give you another tip of one of the things that I think is very important but can easily be passed up. One of the things that can help you capture the personality and character of a person. And if you don't think about it and don't look, you might end up with something that's more generic and doesn't really tell the story of who this person is. This, in this case, is about the philtrum. The philtrum is that little indentation between the septum and the cupid's bow. And how deep it is, the shape of it, all those kinds of things can help you again capture that individual instead of just coming up with something. Now, one of the things that helps us is our light source. And as you're very familiar, if you're following the 5-pencil method, light and its direction and how it changes as it goes towards the light or changes as it goes towards where there's less light is really important. If you haven't had a chance to familiarize yourself with the 5-pencil method, please go to the5pencilmethod.com and take advantage of the free lessons. There's a lot of, I think, useful things that will help you become familiar with the method and also build a good foundation. But going on here, I want to just point out the uniqueness of a philtrum. So just to put a little context here, this isn't meant to be a full-blown finished drawing at all. I'm just going to give it some context, give it a place to be. Now, one of the things that I want to make sure that I'm not doing, I am doing a little bit of a sketch here. There's a lot of lines until I finally decide where I want to go. But I'm starting with my 4H, which is another very important part of the process in the 5-pencil method, is that I want to start in the darkest places with my lightest pencil to lay down a foundation. And I want to always show contour. I never want anything to be flat. And you'll notice, if you look at these closely, you'll notice that there is a deeper part, a place where there is less light, that will be a little bit darker. Instead of just doing one value all the way across and then maybe doing a very severe highlight, I want it to fade up into the highlight. And then we have a little bit of a ridge on the lips, because we have a little bit of a light area along the ridge, which is very common. Falls all the way along on the outer edge of the lips. A little bit of a flare. Now, one of the things that I want to avoid is I never want to have a harsh edge, a clean edge to value, or a line representing the edge of a shadow, the edge of a contour that is still flowing over something and over the other side. Just like this ridge here, I would never want to demonstrate it as a line. Now, as I put more value in here, it helps me be able to reach farther into the lighter areas with a little lesser value. One thing about drawing a face, and in particular any facet of it like this, I want to make sure that I have value in everything. So if I start with the darkest values first and progress towards the lighter areas gradually with lighter and lighter values, and finally at the end I'm able to put some light value in even the lightest areas so it doesn't look dark and contrast everything else, I'm going to be far better off, because I cannot contour anything that doesn't have value in it. It will just be flat. One of the very important principles. I would not want to have a line representing the edge of a lip. So even though I had to put something there to decide how far I was going to go, I want it to be light enough that I can easily absorb it into the value I'm going to be establishing here for her lip. And isn't it interesting that we can almost always tell whether it's a male or female's mouth, even though we don't see the rest of the face. Something very unique about the differences between male and female. This line structure in her lips are what I call expansion lines. They're also very unique depending on the person, maybe even the ethnicity of the person. But these are what I call expansion lines, and we always want to be very careful that we don't represent them as cracks. We want a crack to be a crack, but in most cases they are just gathering of the lip so that it can go into a smile or change shapes quickly. And I'm just laying down this foundation. I always want to start with my 4H and then gradually add the next pencil and next pencil depending on how dark I want to go to increase my value without having to press too hard. Ooh, it'd be fun to just continue drawing on this. I always hate to stop, but I still just want to put a context in here and develop this enough. If you enjoy drawing like I enjoy drawing, I just hate to quit. Just about gone as dark as I can with this 4H. But that's what I want to do. I want to represent the darkest values initially. Let's go ahead and take our next pencil. Yeah, that's the 2H. Add a little more value in here. Same pressure, but you notice how quickly it changes value. Now I would keep increasing the values and keep increasing the values, but I wanted to get enough on here that I could at least show you the contrast of this Philtrum, the ridges, the way the light was working. But the main thing I want you to take away from this little tip is to look at the uniqueness. Some of them are very shallow. Some are very short, some are very long. And if you don't pay attention, you may very well miss that unique part of that person that can have a profound change in whether you are able to capture their little character traits. Clean edge to value to show our dimension. Alright, I hope that I have enough here. I wanted to be able to develop this enough that you'll be able to see some value in everything here, but it's going to take a little bit of time to build up the contrast. So again, I think this is a very interesting Philtrum, and I hope that you too can capture some of those very unique character traits in your pictures. I hope you enjoyed the tip. I look forward to sharing some more with you, and in the meantime, make sure you have fun drawing.